Hello dear friends, the meowing in the background is because I have two female cats in heat. Opinion piece, sudden awakening, reality crash, silence broken, the mask falls, fall of the snake, there is second list, expect the unexpected, victory of the resistance, solar eclipse in Aquarius, architecture of corruption, the red line has been crossed, global restoration agreement. Let's start. There are 3 million pages that have produced more than 15 resignations in 6 countries in 14 days. The 380 names published has been a warning shot. And that's just from the public list. Imagine what will happen when the secret list is revealed, says Mr. Poole. This is just the beginning. This is the biggest political revelation in modern history, according to Elisa Arias. The old world they built is crumbling, and at least twice as much information from the Epstein files remains to be released. The release of one document didn't expose a network. It exposed the systemic corruption of the entire apparatus. Names are missing. There's a second list, according to Mr. Poole. Names so powerful that releasing them would compromise ongoing federal investigations. These aren't celebrities mentioned in a newsletter. These are targets. People currently being investigated by the Department of Justice, who don't yet know the walls are closing in. The dominoes are falling. 57 banks have been shut down in the last 72 hours, according to Paul White Gold Eagle. Not because of regulators, but because of QSS order cancellations. These groups were involved in money laundering, digital sabotage, and currency devaluation, and their assets have been seized. We are in the final stage of a global operation to dismantle the dark side and return power to the people. The banks are in crisis. The quantum financial system is the foundation of it all. This is not a change. It signifies the end of the fiduciary cabal. The final phase is underway. Justice is not coming. It's already happening. The countdown is real, and the world you knew will never return. Shock. The enormity of what is coming will shock the world, according to Archbishop Vigano. In his view, the infamous island functioned as more than just a playground for the elite. It was a strategic trap created to record and store evidence of crimes committed by high-ranking individuals. He points to the silence of Western governments regarding the suffering of civilians in Gaza as a proof that many leaders can be blackmailed. The public has a right to know the truth, and the leaders accused of silence must speak out, according to Media Grid. This is no longer rumor or speculation. A high-ranking voice has spoken and named names. The world's silence is no longer ignorance. It is complicity. The time for patience is over. The time for accountability has arrived. The media isn't ignoring this story. They were suppressing it because it's an autopsy of their own gods. The Epstein files didn't just expose names. They are dissolving the legitimacy of the old order. Look at the titles: Nobel Committee chairs, Peace Agreement architects, Prime Ministers, ambassadors, Crown princesses. This is the ruling class that lectures you on morality, weather change, and equality. Cycle shift. The final days of the year of the snake have been a harsh awakening in the matrix. Illusions are crumbling. People are seeing the truth. The media has lied. The snake is having one last molt before slithering away. The final fall of the year of the snake is being televised, according to Elisa Arias. The year of the fire horse begins with the solar eclipse on February 17th, and Epstein's alleged death occurred exactly 6 years, 6 months, and 6 days before February 17th, 2026. This 17-2 energy brings an unstable turbulence to the timelines. 2026 is destined to be a year of new beginnings according to Tanakh. Nothing can be a stronger catalyst for this energy than the February 17th ring of fire solar eclipse in Aquarius. This eclipse opens an unexpected path. What unfolds under this eclipse may seem unexpected at first, but ultimately it is designed to connect us with a deeper authenticity. Restoration Agreement. 11 world banks have been investigating the world of quantum technology since 2021. On Tuesday, February 10th, the leaders of 27 countries received the final confirmation messages regarding the global restoration agreements. Sovereign councils are being established in all territories. They are backed by gold, operate with truth, and are guided by conscience. The Basel IV Agreement was originally scheduled to take effect on January 1st, 2022, but was delayed in March 2020 due to the health crisis until January 23, and will be in effect for 5 years until 2027. All banks worldwide must comply with Basel IV, meaning their money must be backed by assets. Since then, many banks have consolidated or closed. As of Friday, February 3rd, 2023, all Basel IV compliant banks are expected to publish, or were expected to publish, the new gold and commodity-backed exchange rates as required by the GSERA program. It consists of the revaluation of all the world currencies, with the Iraqi dinar being the first indicator that will trigger the rest. All countries that comply with Basel IV will issue new currencies, thus rendering hidden millions worthless. The world will use fiat money and then transition to currencies backed by precious metals and commodities. Fiat currency or any other type of currency or cash cannot be deposited in the QFS without going through an exchange process and being assignated a digital gold certificate. Without the gold certificate, the computer will not recognize it as money. No currency is automatically activated in the QFS. When the time comes, each bank account holder will access the QFS portal and will be able to exchange their fiat currency in that bank account for the QFS. The new system verifies the money's legitimacy and will allow the exchange to take place, after which the gold certificate will be assigned and activated for use. Ripple CEO David Schwartz has just declared that Bitcoin is technologically dead. Meanwhile, high-level figures around the world are resigning because of the Epstein document leak. Even Deepak Chopra is being accused in connection with it. The silence is broken. A storm. The storm is no longer on the horizon. It is unfolding in plain sight, says Laura Aboli. Millions of human beings are confronted with truths that once isolated small minority, and they are doing so without the gradual preparation that many of us had. It has taken a long time to get to this point. It took many of us years to integrate what we know today. Let's allow others to do the same, because if this awakening is to have an impact, it will require not only exposure, but also the rebuilding of resilience, the settlement, unity, and moral courage throughout society. The darkest secrets have not yet been fully revealed. This doesn't mean you have to go there. I have decided to publish only the basics without going into gruesome details. Battle-hardened warriors have gone mad after seeing what they have discovered while clearing some tunnels. It's impossible for a normal person to handle the emotional trauma that results from such exposure. You must decide for yourself what you can handle. It's not about being right. This was never a sudden awakening or a game-changing turning point. It was a gradual erosion or illusion, a slow dismantling of the narrative we were raised to believe, and a painful confrontation with truths we would have preferred not to see. We didn't swallow the darkness in one overwhelming gulp. We absorbed it in stages, as each layer of deception was revealed, forcing us to completely readjust our understanding of the world and reality. There was a shock, disbelief, disgust, anger, frustration, and ultimately a sense of unease and anxiety, which arises when you realize you have been lied to. Along with that inner recognition come external consequences, labels, ridicule, and relationships that faded because confronting what we were seeing would have required them to question their very foundations. We paid a social and emotional price for asking questions, but we stood firm because we understood that truth is the only path to freedom. We had years to process what is now being revealed in real time. We had time to investigate, reflect, despair, and then rebuild our inner balance. We developed emotional resilience because we were forced to, but those who are awakening now don't have that gradual development. They aren't presented with uncomfortable truths one by one. They are confronted with the conversions of revelations all at once. What many of us processed over years reaches their consciousness in a matter of weeks. That process is destabilizing. If we carry more awakened ones, this is not the time for superiority or silent vindication. We remember how we felt when the veil was first lifted and it seemed as if the ground shifted beneath our feet. Awakening is not a competition to see who saw it first. It is a collective mental and moral transition that requires strength, clarity, and a certain amount of compassion. If the goal is authentic freedom beyond being right, we must recognize that not everyone has had the same timing. Some needed to see more evidence, others needed to experience the consequences personally, and some are only now finding the courage to look. And if you have reached your limit, I hear you, and it is understandable that you feel that sadness and exhaustion right now. The magnitude of the betrayal can be overwhelming as you realize its depth and duration. It's not weakness to say, enough, I can't bear another revelation. Protecting peace when the truth still hurts is a sensible and human response. You are not alone in feeling this way. Many people are silently reaching the same limit. Sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is take a step back, breathe, focus on what we can still control, and let the rest unfold without forcing ourselves to examine every gruesome detail. You have seen enough to know what matters. That awareness is a strength in itself. Take care of yourself. You have earned the right to rest for the struggle for a while. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.